But that's all he did. He went to he had a $100 on him. What is that?
How long is it going to take us to go through all these comics?
Jesus.
These were the box I found by accident when I was looking for an extension cord.
Oh, what fun we're going to have together.
Hello, fellow comic book ones. This is Namman. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about a couple of my friends, Kevin and Phil. About a month ago, I asked those guys, hey, I'm doing a comic book channel. You guys have comic books from your childhood? Do you guys collect them anymore? And both of them say, no, we don't. Maybe I used to have it when I was a little kid. I gave them away, whatnot, different stories from both of them. But they say they didn't have it. Just the other day, they say, hey, we found some comic books. I said, oh, really? Okay. So let's do a little video and you guys show me what you got. Well, we spent about an hour looking through Phil's Fantastic Four collection. Sure, let's look at Fantastic Four.
Okay, here's number 66.
No, that's not a Fantastic Four. That's a Marvel Greatest Comics.
It's an 82.
Oh, that one looks cool. What is that one?
This one is 164, like part 2 of that one.
Oh, okay. So his second appearance, 167. He's in that Missouri Tower. What is that called?
This is 169.
The Power Man. I think they're going to bring him back on the MCU. Yeah, looks like this one is not in good shape. 174.
174.
Titan Call. 175. High Evolution. Oh, Black is in there. Who's he? 176. Who's in there? Oh, that funny head dude. I've seen that kind of. That looks like a. Wait, that looks like a. Who's that?
Reed Richards.
It says Reed Richards. If you look behind him, he's kind of controlling.
Have you got the right?
It's got your pointy head. It's got your pointy head guy.
Is that Agatha?
With the baby?
Yeah. Is that the Agatha baby? Spider-Man number 43. Ooh, wait. Whoa. So we were looking at Phil's collection, all his Fantastic Fours. We were pricing them on eBay, what they were worth, what condition they were in. And, it's been way over an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 30 minutes. So I said, okay, we're getting tired now, Before we end this, Kevin, can you show me your collection? And here's what happens after that.
How many comics did you have that you found? All those?
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Where'd you find those?
I think they came out of an empty house next door.
He broke in and he was robbing them.
Yep.
He said, "Oh man, it's a comics. I'm taking these. These are mine."
There was a bunch of football cards too and baseball cards, and I already gave them to Phil. I said, "Here, sell these." This is back when he had the card store, and I gave them to him to sell. I never heard anything else about them.
Well, they probably, if they got sold, I can tell you who Ken's got the money for them, because he's the only one that made any money out of that shop.
Well, I'm thinking about doing that myself because the one guy did it. All he did was he went to just garage sales on Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
just sweep the garage sales whole day. And he found some really cool comic book that way.
Sure. But you'd have to do it on Friday mornings at 8 o'clock.
Is that when the garage sale goes on?
They start usually Fridays, Saturdays, and sometimes Sunday, but not usually. They usually try to sell out Saturday afternoon.
But that's all he did. He went to he had a $100 on him. What is that?
How long is it going to take us to go through all these comics?
Jesus.
These were the box I found by accident when I was looking for an extension cord. I only showed.
Holy cow, Phil. we don't have all week to do that. we would have to make about a dozen videos, Phil, and that's what we agreed on. I'm gonna just break this down to maybe dozen videos. Kevin goes, "Oop, we're not doing the video on this one." So I'll do Kevin's batch later on. We'll go to Phil's box later on in a whole bunch of different videos. But I did learn something about Marvel's greatest comic. So number 66, that's when it was 30 cents?
Yes.
No, that's not a Fantastic Four. That's a Marvel greatest comic.
Oh yeah. This is but it's starring the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. One of the complaints I had about modern comic book collecting was all these terminology on reprints. Reprints, replica, true believers, facsimile. Yeah. It's so confusing. Which is original, which is reprint, why are they different? Why they look the same? I mean, it was so confusing. But I didn't realize when I was collecting as a child, we had the same problem. Marvel's greatest comic was called Marvel's Collector's Items Classic. Let me read it. Marvel's Collector's Item Classic was an American comic book series published by Marvel Comics in mid to late 1960s that marked the first reprinting of many of the earliest Marvel stories. Primarily focused on the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and the Hulk. It ran 22 issues before changing its name and page count, becoming Marvel's greatest comics. So this reprinting nonsense was going on even from back then when I was a kid. Of course, I didn't know it because I was a kid. And I didn't speak the language at the time, okay? According to this wiki here, when Marvel Collector's Item Classic first came out, it was like 68 pages, 25 cents, so it was more than 12 cents, twice as much. It had a full reprints in each comic book, so it was pretty obvious that the comic book was not a original content. It was a reprint. It was pretty obvious. But as time progressed on, oh, and this was done annually, once a year. But as time progressed on, they reduced to once every 4 times a year, so quarterly. Then when Marvel's Greatest Comics came out, let me read about that one right here from Wiki. Marvel's Greatest Comics. With the issue number 23, October 1969, the series changed its title and reduced its page count to 52. Okay, from 68 to 52. Exchanging its Hawk stories for shorter Tales of the Watcher vignettes. They and such incidentals as pinups were replaced by Captain America stories from Tales of Suspense in number 25 to 28. Afterward, the comic reprinted 2 Fantastic Four stories each issue, usually with a Human Torch and Thing feature from Strange Tales, before becoming a standard 36-page comic with number 35, June 1972, reprinting Fantastic Four stories at the then regular price of 20 cents. The series ran through number 96, January 1981, so that's my high school graduation date, reprinting truncated 23-page version of the 34-page Fantastic Four number 116. So time progressed on, and basically more and more these reprint look like original print, one comic book. And they gave it to you, I'm assuming, once a month. Yeah. Today we have a problem of reprint, replica, as I told you before, true believers, and what's other? Oh, something that I have a hard time pronouncing, facsimile. So there's a whole bunch of people out there want to fool you with these things, want to make you believe that you got the original copy without saying so, you know. Yeah, they really want to fool you. And here's an example.
I have an old comic my grandpa gave me, but it's not in very good shape. I never heard of it. Action Comic.
You should have had his face on there so we could see it, Phil.
Do what?
We can't see his face.
Whose?
Yun's.
Oh yeah.
When you showed that comic, we were supposed to see Yun's face.
Yeah. He wasn't show. He had me up there, but these were sold in the 90s. It came with the Death of Superman. And this has never been opened.
Your grandpa gave you.
Yeah, this is what my grandpa gave me a long time ago, and it's in really ratty shape. Action Comic, never heard of them. It says June 1938.
If that's Action Comic, you're going to be kicking the bucket tomorrow.
You'd be hunting me down, huh?
I still think Phil has a pretty cool collection. I mean, just his Fantastic Four collection. I at least found one key issue number 185, where it shows Agatha, the babysitter. It's babysitter for one of the Fantastic Four couples, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Girl. They had a baby, and she's a babysitter for that little baby. I forgot the first appearance of her. It's the back issues, but she was shown in the cover. That's the same Agatha from WandaVision TV series from Disney Channel, so Disney Plus channel. It's not first appearance, but it shows her, and it was that particular issue was a first appearance of some other minor character. So it's a key issue, and it's not worth a lot of money, but it's even at low grade, it's worth at least $20 to $30. So he should definitely keep that. I think he should keep the rest of them because they're all pretty cool. I think all those Fantastic Four. Even those Marvel Greatest coming, I think even those are cool. But he showed last one, Amazing Spider-Man number 43, and I just freaked out. I thought it was a super key issue. And it missed the super key issue status just by one and two issues. In my view, anyways. I thought it was at first first appearance of Rhino. No, that's not first appearance of Rhino. Rhino's first appearance happened 2 issues back on 41, not 43. And second, I thought it was first appearance of Mary Jane. No, that goes back to issue 42. That's the classic frame where Mary Jane says, what she say? Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot. It just totally, that little frame told you exactly who Mary Jane was, that in my view. Yeah, and it turns out that wasn't her first appearance either, but it was her full appearance. Her cameo appearance happened back in issue 25 with some obscurity. So yeah, I don't remember that issue at all, but I do remember that frame, and happens to be on issue number 42, not on 43. I want that issue number 42 myself, but this is a pretty cool issue. It has a FMV value of for 9.8. If he kept it in good condition, mint condition, it would be like over $10,000. Even at 6, I think his is a little bit below 6. Even at 6 though, the fair market value FMB is at $230. I would say his is like a 3. I think it might be worth about $100. So anyway, I thought it was a huge, super cool issue. It is a cool issue though. Still, I think it's a keeper still. Anyway, I had fun. I'm hoping to make more videos with Kevin and Phil, and me going through their collection. Just not just my collection. I thought that was fun. Anyway, until next time, I'm out.